It was on our bingo.
Yep.
Ian has talked about it.
Wasn't the announcement? Bingo's still right.
Yeah. So, Buffed also asked about the sword. Ian said, he stated the current canon. That we used our artifact weapons to drain the corruption from that sword in 2018. He says, everything is fine, it's just a big splinter.
Yo. I already did this earlier, so it's I didn't prepare it as a bit, but I did do it earlier, so this isn't a live reaction, but splinter? You know what splinter's made of? Wood. You know where wood comes from? Trees. That means Ian just confirmed that the new world tree is going to be grown on the sword, and I was fucking right all along.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah.
Just like a massive time skip after Shadowlands, you've given us another banger.
Absolutely, yep.
So this is kind of interesting because I wonder. It's translated from German.
Yeah.
When somebody says everything is fine, it's just a big splinter. I definitely get that he could have said that completely straight up legit.
Yeah.
But it also could have been jokey. Because he says that, and then he says, but no, this is a story that really focuses on the new continent. As always, there are some stories that touch Stormwind or Orgrimmar or other parts of Eastern Kingdoms of Kalimdor, but we're not updating or doing any significant new stuff in those old zones. It really is about the Dragon Isles. Yeah. So a lot of people have kind of seen some... Oh, wait.
The interview's done in English, it's just German side. Okay, never mind then.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Cool.
Was the interview... on video?
I don't believe so. No. Buffed's, what do you call it, site? Text only, right?
In that case...
I think so.
I'd really want to know what Ian's tone was when he said those things.
Yeah.
Because he's saying everything is fine, it's just a big splinter. But we also know it's a big sword. So yeah, the really dark corruptions, those were sucked out by our artifact weapons. But there still obviously is potential here. And there's also storytelling potential. This is an idea I had earlier. Look, what if a goblin cartel comes in and starts mining the whatever the fuck that big shaft is made out of?
Oh yeah.
And, they're just selling big chunks of shaft to people and they build a little city in Silithus.
Yeah.
That's a storyline that could happen based on the sword. The sword, Tyrande growing the big seed, world tree there. That could also be a story for the sword. So I think there's a lot of jumping down Ian's throat on this one. It's set up there, the immediate threat. Yes, it was dealt with. We all had ideas. I've certainly had ideas for how it could have been used in the Zoval plotline.
I mean,
there's potential for it still.
Yeah, I mean, I even have an idea how they can make it so people stop asking about the fucking sword, because I'm sure it's annoying them. But without having to do too much. Which I think I was talking about earlier in the office. Just literally all right, big Sargeras sword. Well, Sargeras, big demon. Who likes demons? Warlocks. All right, you've got a bunch of warlocks fighting around it, trying to study its magic or whatever. Obviously the magic's gone, but traces of it, etc., etc. You just study the magic. But okay. Fire a couple NPCs, give them a little bit of dialogue. That can't take more than a couple days for a dude at tops, I hope, in the game. So do that. Maybe mages who are trying to kick the warlocks away because they don't trust warlocks anymore or something. Get a couple doomsayers down there to pray to it. Get, a couple a Twilight's Hammer, ex-Twilight's Hammer people coming down, skulking around. Just throw a little bit of flavour in there. That's just oh yeah, this is a sword, but the world has reacted to the sword. Because that's ultimately the problem, right?
Yeah.
The problem is the world reacted to the sword in BFA, and then everyone's yep, no more reactions. The world feels static as opposed to dynamic. And even just throwing a handful of NPCs down there. And then, even if you have to do one quest, it's literally just someone in, the capital cities, go check out what's going on. And it's literally just speak to one person. But then you see it happen, you're oh, there's something happening here. Okay, cool. That's great. I no longer am going, you haven't addressed the sword. Because it's the sword's still there, but the world is aware of it.
Yeah, all we want, I think, is just a little bit of in-game acknowledgement. And hey, 9.2.5 is still in development, as you said. Yeah. I'm sure it wouldn't take too much to do a quick acknowledgement.